Welcome to an all-new episode of the No Rules Podcast. I'm Aaron Hilton, as always, joined by my main man, Malik Smith. Malik, burning the midnight oil, man. What's going on, partner?
Yo. Listen, man. We do this for the people. We do it for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We do it for hoopers all over the world, man. We up tonight.
We up.
I'm wired.
We up, man.
How you feeling?
Hey, man. I'm in mentioning Benz's even at 1:11 in the morning, man.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't gonna be asleep anyway. You know, when you root for a loser like my 76ers, you don't get to watch a lot of NBA playoffs with stakes. So I've been watching a lot of Stanley Cup playoffs, losing money while watching Stanley Cup playoffs. By the way,
Switch sports completely.
So, yeah, you know, it was a good like first week of Stanley Cup playoffs. You know, and then I hit big on a prize big bet, and then thought that I knew hockey. You know, I thought I was like fucking PK Subban for a minute. So shit, it's like
breaking it down like Mark Messier.
Yeah, the fall back down to earth has been humbling, to say the least. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been like watching all these random niggas who I've never heard of before score goals on like empty nets while my superstars are just kind of getting cardio on the ice has been like nothing short of infuriating, honestly.
You got that one though.
I got that one.
You got
when
you dropped that win in the chat. I was like, oh shit, let me ask that nigga for some money.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it was nice. I had a really good week that week. You know, we still up, but I'm in this thing to win. It's not about the money. I'm never gonna lose enough money to make it matter. So I'm in it about the wins. The competitor in me is licking his wounds right now. But a team that's not licking their wounds right now, Malik, your New York Knickerbockers, they found a way, man. They found a way. Jalen Brunson with 4.3 left. Throw the rest of the game away. He made the one that mattered. He got you guys the win.
Hold on.
On the road.
Hold on.
In a game 6.
I don't even like how you're introing this. I don't even like how you're introing this. Throw the whole game away.
Like something. It sounded like wasn't his best game, but
okay. This is good.
Yeah, that's what and again, it's setting the stage for future discussions about Mr. Brunson and everything that we will be having. But just give me a quick overview, from the eyes of a fan. How did you feel? Obviously, you feel pretty good now, but what was it like going through that after that run from Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, if anybody hasn't seen the highlights, Knicks win the series 116-113. Brunson hit the go-ahead three-pointer. Buddy. I mean, it was cold, man. Like it like if I squinted real hard, I was like, damn, is that MJ? Was that?
All right, that's not even Allen Houston. Okay, let's just
was that MJ?
Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
Had that defender on skates when he pulled it back.
He did. Also Thompson pretty dirty on that play, I will say. I don't know if it's I think it's Osser. I think Iman is the one on Asar.
Asar, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those can I just real quick, twins, I know we touched on, twins a little bit in last week's Dad Rules.
Mm-hmm.
Parents of twins, and I pray to God I am never in this illustrious category of people. Can we not name our kids rhyme schemed names with alliterate? You know what I'm saying? It only makes it more difficult to differentiate between the two. Doesn't make it easier.
Do you want Bob and Steve?
I'm just saying, if one's name is Amon Thompson and the other one's name is Bible Thompson, very, very discernible difference. Very discernible difference. But when it's Amon and Osser, it's like, dude, which one is which? You just don't know.
I don't actually know what Asar means. So, but actually, Bible Thompson I don't know how they didn't think of that. That's actually really good. Shout out to you.
I mean, I do my best because the audacity to name your kid Amen and pronounce it Amen as if it was something different is, almost as hilarious as the Hispanic name Jesus. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, well, we know what you're doing here, guys. So
they said you said the same thing, Jesus.
Yeah,
no, it's Jesus. No. That's what I said, Jesus.
Yeah. But yeah, man, talk about your folk hero, Jalen Brunson, man. I'll clear out for you a little bit. How does it feel?
At first, that was just an unbelievable game. Like, they just can't have a normal win, right? Like, they have to have the most insane back and forth roller coaster win. JB was unreal, man. He was unreal. Like the shot, obviously on its own was great. He's been unbelievable in the fourth quarter in 5 of the 6 games in this series. Game 5, he didn't play well. Probably had his worst game of his playoff career. Actually, I think he had his worst game of this season as well in Game 5. But every other game in this series, he's been automatic. And to close it out with 40 points, to hit the game-winning 3. Dude, I was I was hyped, but I was also because this game has been so crazy, because the series has been so crazy. He hit the shot. I celebrated, one like strong fist pump, but then I'm like, shoot, there's 4 seconds on the clock. Who knows what's gonna happen?
You gotta lock back in.
Who knows what's gonna happen? Yeah, exactly. You would have thought I was on defense. Like I was hands on my knees, like ready for the play. I'm like,
he was in full wall sit position. You know what I'm saying? Arms out. Thibodeau would have been proud of you, man. He might have played you 40 minutes today.
He would have definitely thought about putting me in the game, but then decided no, because you're not actually one of the starters, and I can't put anybody but a starter into the game unless someone fouls out. Yeah, listen, I want to have an honest conversation about Jalen Brunson. Like I really do, because I didn't realize that this is my New York Knicks bias, right? I didn't realize that JB is a villain now. I didn't realize that, but
he's been a villain to Sixers fans for at least a year now. He's it's not your typical kind of villain, right? Because you want to root for him, and it's crazy to call somebody who's like 6'1" like the little guy, because in reality 6'1" is tall as hell, and even if it's fudged a bit and he's 6 foot, like anything over 5'11" is above average.
He's listed at 6'2".
Yeah, he's not 6'2", but like but he's probably like 6 foot, maybe 6'1", but it's like, for an average human, he's actually very tall. But for NBA size, he's the little guy. He's a person that nobody really paid attention to. He's short, even for a point guard. By league standards, he's a lefty. Most people are right-handed, which comes with its own different set of challenges. But it's, what I will say is, like, for a guy that bet on himself when he left the Mavericks, I don't even think Dallas knew what they were losing when he signed with the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks knew what they were getting. I know Knicks fans didn't know what they were getting. And as y'all like to say, y'all underpaid, man.
It's hard for me to even like say that I knew that he'd be this good. Like, we saw him drop 41 when he played with Dallas in a must-have, like, gotta-have-it kind of game on the road. No Luka. And he just, like, I saw that and I thought, like, this guy's really good. Would I think that he would be just doing that every game? Absolutely not. But when I say I want to have an honest conversation and I say that he's a villain, because shout out to Detroit, shout out to all my peoples that I know who are from Detroit. You know what I mean? My guy, my mother guy, Gil Bransford.
Big
money. G money.
G money. You know what I'm saying?
We have not spoken this entire series because I'm like, I don't want to.
That's right.
I don't want.
Courtney Cook is another one, editor from ESPN as well.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
I got friends, I got exes from Detroit. Shout out to all of y'all.
But yeah, shout out to y'all.
Y'all can all hold this ass. Okay.
I got an L's for every last one of you.
Listen. The city of Detroit was on my guy. They were on Brunson. Like, that's what. So when I say villain, I mean, like, they hate that man. And he's, like you said, he's got that kind of story where you would think everybody would be like, oh, what a great story. We want him to win. Like, no, they were on him. And what I'm realizing as well, I mean, I figured you hate him because we beat you guys last series. But, like, I didn't think it was, like, serious hate. But he's
it's not that.
He's getting some serious hate. And that's why.
No, that's not why, though. I don't hate him because first of all, I don't even really sports hate him. He's the object of my ire in a lot of ways, mostly due to your Knicks fans, because I think the vitriol between the Knicks fans and the Sixers fans really came to a head last year in the playoffs.
You mean when Embiid tried to take Mitchell Robinson out of the air?
Or probably when Josh Hart tried to decapitate Tyrese Maxey at the end of game 1, and then they didn't call the foul.
Oh, my
you talk about
God.
That? You know what I mean? Like, because I guess the Phantom knocked him over. There was an oil slick on the floor, and the fact that Josh Hart just so happened to be over there swinging his big ass arm on his head, like, I mean, whatever. Josh Hart got away with another one a few games earlier in this series that resulted in you guys getting a win. So it's no mistake that the referees all of a sudden swallow their whistle at the end of games when it comes to the Knicks. But I think the biggest issue that I had was how much vitriol you Knicks fans, and maybe not you specifically, but you Knicks fans had, and like violent vitriol for Joel Embiid and his foul baiting, which is admitted among most Sixers fans that he foul baits, and we don't necessarily love it either. But to do that in the wake of your superstar, Jalen Brunson, being, if not worse, then at least as bad with the foul baiting situation, like to act like you don't have the same kind of guy on your team is the most egregious and annoying thing of all time. Because I'm like, you guys are over here hating on Joel Embiid, and the guy who you're rooting for, the jersey, we underpaid, like that motherfucker foul baits all game. That's all he does. Foul bait.
Okay, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted because
Yeah.
okay, so all game that's what he's doing. Was he foul baiting when he had your boy on skates, going all the way into the first row as he pulled it back to hit the game winning three? Was that foul baiting right there?
I mean, that you're editorializing. He didn't go into the first row. He was at the top of the key when he did that. So he crossed. I agree. I agreed. He had Arsenal on skates. I said that he crossed them up really well. I even said that he's a very good player. All that I said was he foul baits. And even though I don't like it as a basketball enthusiast, a person who loves to watch the game, if the goal is to win the game and that gives your team a better opportunity to win the game because it's going to put you on the foul line, then do it. I don't have necessarily a problem with it. My issue is more so like the audacity of the fans and the fan base as a whole to like come after Joel Embiid as if he's the only person in this series baiting for fouls or pleading for calls, throwing his head back on drive. Like, Joel Embiid falls down on every drive. Like, I have yet to see one time when Jalen Brunson has come off a screen and not thrown his head back and then thrown his arms up and look at a referee. Every single time it happens, to the point where when he doesn't get one of those ridiculous ass phantom fouls called for him, he starts arguing with the refs like his boy Luka. Like that's what Jalen Brunson does, and y'all just ignore it. You act like it doesn't happen. Which shout out to y'all.
Here's the thing. This is how I know y'all not watching him play because he does not do that. So here's the difference between him and Embiid. And the reason people were mad at Embiid last series, and I'm being so serious, is not because he was foul baiting. Because whatever, he gets his somebody touched him, and he's shooting a jumper from the free throw line with his feet don't even come off the ground, but he got fouled. Whatever, right? The issue wasn't that. The issue was that Embiid was like literally tried to hurt Mitch on several plays. And then Mitch ended up hurting his ankle. He was lost for the rest of the season, had to get ankle surgery again. That's the reason why Knicks fans hate Embiid. Because if it was just the way that he plays, his style of play, I think people would have been like, all right, whatever. Like annoying, like we're going to hate you during the series. But like the smoke that they have for Embiid goes beyond the like we don't like the style of play that you sort of prefer. We hate that you are, I dare to say, dirty player, right? Brunson, you might not like his style of play, but he's always going towards the basket. And that's the difference between him, James Harden, in his heyday when he was doing step backs, and if you touched his hand or you like breathed on him too hard, or you had to defend him from behind where your hand's up but your freaking torso is on.
Are you excusing the foul baiting?
I'm not. No.
Okay, so let me. I want to stop your Knicks love fest for 3 seconds here. Okay, it's a love fest because if you think that Jalen Brunson is getting foul calls on drives to the rim, you're nuts. Jalen Brunson drives. I'll show you like at least 5 just off of the top of my head that I could go to. He's patented. He gets a wing screen and roll.
Mm-hmm.
He will drive to an elbow, stop, look back, make sure he has the defender on his hip, stop short, jump backwards, and get the foul. That is his move. He does it at least 2 or 3 times a quarter. And
I would love to.
On average, at least 50% of them are called. It happens all the time. It's how he has 7 of 8 free throws today. And honestly, that's low. I'm surprised he didn't have 14 or 15 free throws, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But maybe because they were in Detroit, he didn't get as many calls. But like that is the move that he makes. He's not getting fouled driving to the rim and just being a warrior like Allen Iverson would just drive to the rim with reckless abandon.
Are we not watching the same?
You have access to stats and information. I'm sure you still got connections up there at ESPN. I want you, before our next podcast, brother, I want you to contact them and find out
I can
how
go
many of those.
NBA.com right now, but I can
Go
go to
look at it.
NBA.
Find out where most of his fouls getting called from.
Okay.
The great majority of his fouls are getting called on those like little jumpers where he's jumping back and trying to get a foul call on a jump shot because he has an awkward herky jerky step back like slow methodical type of game, and defenders get impatient. Referees get a little antsy with the whistle because they see him throwing his head back and he's like already, shoots from like an awkward angle and things like that, trying to get over taller defenders. And it's just like by the time he's done with that, herky jerky release, he's already on his way parading to the free throw line to take his 2 shots. But shout out to him, he scored 40.
You're not mad at all.
I'm not. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I can tell. I can see the happiness on your face. Listen, man, we're clearly going to agree to disagree. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say this. The point that you brought up, the only thing that you said in there that was factual is he's a smaller guy that has to shoot over defenders. So what I'm seeing is a guy who he's obviously the angles are crazy. He's actually really good at shooting at weird angles, really good at shooting off the wrong foot, just kind of getting the defender off rhythm. But that to me, like in all seriousness, to me, that's the game, right? Like, but like people hate when Chris Paul would do the rip through thing. That's like his like patented thing throughout his entire career. You can hate it all you want, but like, is it a foul? Yes. Should you not? Like, to me, I think what Brunson did and what he did in this series, one of the reasons why he was able to sort of get under Thompson's skin, who's a great defender, the reason he's been able to get under Schroeder's skin, who's a pesky defender, is that these guys thought, okay, if we just get real physical with him, if we ride him all the way up the court,
awkward.
It's got
pause.
But that's what they were doing. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
They
were fair.
They were trying to they were trying to go 94 feet with him.
Yeah.
And hip check him and push him and all of that stuff, because what else can you do? You don't want to use your hands, you don't want it to be obvious.
Yeah.
But if I'm a smart basketball player and I'm like, look, you're either gonna play me straight up or I'm gonna accentuate this. And yeah, maybe you don't like the way it looks, but you can't tell me that like they're not making contact with him. And on top of that,
the NBA is a physical game. Malik.
No, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's whoa. That's. Yes. I'm not saying that it's not physical. What I'm saying is, if you just play it like Thompson in Game 6, right? I think it was maybe a couple plays before, that last play where he hit the 3. They were down 1. Brunson has the ball. He's trying to go ISO on Thompson. And Thompson played it smart. He played it straight up. He was able to get it.
He did not foul him.
I didn't say he fouled him.
Clean.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he played great defense.
Yeah.
And Asar Thompson and his brother, 2 of the best athletes in the NBA. Like, they only been in the NBA 2 years, and it's already like everyone pretty much agrees. Like, these are 2 of the like physical specimen. Really great defense. Really smart. Like, if he played smart, he could have actually had more of an impact on Brunson than he did the entire series. But he kept trying to do stuff, to me, that came down from his coach, his veteran players on his team that were like, this is how you get a guy out of his rhythm. And for Brunson, clearly, especially in games in Detroit, like games at Little Caesars Arena, he was killing them because he was feeding off of all of the stuff that they were trying to do. So the way I see it, like, I think this guy is sensational. And I know, obviously, there's no way for me to pull my Knicks fandom away from the way that I'm looking at him. I think this guy's sensational. I think I realized this series, like, wow, people really don't, like, I had people texting another group chat saying how he's a flopper, he's a foul baiter, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, if that's true, that accounts for because the Knicks did not have more free throws than the Pistons in this entire series. Right, they had significantly less free throws than the Pistons, so that accounts for, like you said, 8 points this game, maybe 10 points in another game, and he's still putting up 30 points, 40 points tonight. Like, you can't tell me that that's all that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, to say that, I think is just to completely disregard the skill that this guy has to me. So I love it. I love that he's become a villain. I love that people hate the way that he plays. But when you see
he averages 9.2 free throws a game, by the way, in the postseason. So we're not talking about the Knicks as a whole or the Pistons as a whole. We're talking about specifically Jalen Brunson, son of Rick Brunson, not the entire Knickerbockers roster. So I don't want to. I just don't want to convolute like different points.
But who has the most usage on the team?
I'm not saying that he doesn't have the you. I'm just saying that a guy that plays point guard, right, is averaging 9.2 free throw attempts a game. That's literally a guy who attempts, by the way, 7 threes per game. So not that a guy that's constantly has to drive to the basket to get his points, like you alluded to earlier. This is a guy that's, for all intents and purposes, especially as an undersized point guard, a jump shooter. And a jump shooter is shooting 9.2 free throws a game. So like that, when they're talking about baiting for fouls or looking for fouls, like two things can be true. Jalen Brunson is a great NBA player. Jalen Brunson deserved the money that he got. Jalen Brunson gambled on himself after an incredible postseason in 2022 with the Dallas Mavericks, and they didn't come with enough money. The Knicks offered over $100 million, and he took it. And then he took a pay cut so that he could put a winner around him. So this is the kind of guy that you want as Knicks fans. This is the kind of guy that's like, he sees the bigger picture. He understands how to play the game. I think being the son of a coach helps you in that situation. And the fact that he has been undersized all of his life, I think makes him an underdog. This is a guy that's a second round pick. But on the other end of that, he's also been like a Naismith Player of the Year. So it's not like a dude that just can't hoop and he came out of absolutely nowhere. Like, he's a hooper.
Yeah.
And a national champion. So like this guy at every step has been able to succeed and he's tough. So I don't want me calling him a foul baiter, which is what he is, does not mean that I don't have the utmost respect for his game. It means that he baits fouls. That's what he does. James Harden, also a foul baiter. Joel Embiid, also a foul baiter. All three of those guys are NBA Hall of Famers. So, and yeah, I'm including Jalen Brunson in that. One, because it's super easy to get in the NBA, in the Basketball Hall of Fame. But two, you can't be. I'm just serious. I'm like, I really think there should be a separate Hall of Fame for NBA and college. It's just not fair.
I'll take
to who, but even based on his merits, you win a national championship. You do what he's doing now in the league. He's a Hall of Famer. But beyond the Knicks, and shout out to y'all making it to the second round. I do think it'll be an interesting matchup with the Cavaliers. I don't know how that's going to go. It's Boston.
It's Boston, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that, buddy.
We knew what it was.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to y'all. You know, I don't have the most faith, but anything can happen. We just watched Anthony Edwards just demoralize the entire Lakers roster. I did not have them winning Game 5 in LA. That was crazy. I don't even want to talk about the Lakers right now because it's like they don't even deserve our time. Moving on to the other game that happened today, Game 6 that happened today. The LA Clippers did protect home court. They won in convincing fashion over the Denver Nuggets. James Harden showed up, very big first half, didn't do a whole lot in the second half, but he didn't really have to. Did the groundwork in the first half, and then Kawhi Leonard closed the game for him. But Malik, how do you see this going in the Game 7? Who do you got win?
I have no idea.
Really?
I have no idea. This series is so, like, I mean, obviously you talked about the Knicks Pistons series being back and forth roller coaster. This series has been like insane. It's been so crazy. I think there's a part of me that wants to say the Clippers because they should have won Game 1. They lost in OT. They should have won Game 4.
The alley-oop dunk.
If not for...
Yeah. Or not the alley-oop. Lakers are going to give it an alley-oop dunk because, God forbid, Jokic shoots an air ball. They'll be like, it was a pass. Like, it was a shot.
he's thrown that pass a few times. But, yeah, whatever we want to call it, the dunk to win the game. Like, there's just been so many moments where it's like, if the Clippers just, like, get this thing to go their way, that thing to go their way. Granted, they had to come back crazy in that game, even though they lost on the dunk. They had, like, a massive comeback just to be in it.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that wants to go Clippers, but it's like, how could you be confident in any pick the way that the series has gone? It's just been so unpredictable.
Yeah. I mean, like you said. After Game 3, I really felt like, damn, this one might just go 5 games and be over with. And then, the Nuggets pull that Game 4 out of a hat, and then they win, and then they go ahead and win Game 5, and you're like, wait, are the Nuggets about to close them out right now? And then, shout out to the Clippers. They're not going down without a fight. I don't know that you're going to beat a guy like Nikola Jokic in a Game 7 on his home floor. I actually would be inclined to believe that you won't do that. So I would pick the Nuggets in this, even though going into the series I had the Clippers winning in 6. I think not being able to protect home court really hurt them in this series because they did what they were supposed to do. They split to begin the series out in Denver, and that's all they needed. They needed one win in Denver and then win their home games. Yeah. And they didn't do that, and I think that's going to come back to bite them in the ass. Good on them forcing a Game 7, but I do expect the Denver Nuggets to win. And to be honest, with James Harden's track record in Game 7s and in pressurized playoff situations, I really don't know if it'll be that close.
I feel like he needs this one. Like, I feel like he needs just a game, like a good game and the win, like in a must-win game to get over that. Like, oh, Harden never shows up because like it's not that
he did. He showed up.
No. I know that
he beat the Celtics by himself when the Sixers were playing without a beat a couple of years ago.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was crazy. He's had moments where it's like, oh shoot. Mm-hmm. That's the guy. I've seen that guy in the regular season. You know what I mean? Like, he's had moments, and then he'll have another moment where it's just like, oh shoot, it's the fourth quarter. I haven't seen Harden all game. Like, is he out there? Like,
right. And there go number 13.
Yeah. Oh no, there's his beard. Yeah, I see him.
There he goes.
I'm hoping for Harden that he could exercise some demons in Game 7, but it's probably gonna be a rock fight. Because Game 7 is always a rock fight, and oh no, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm gonna just take the Clippers. I'll take the Clippers.
All right, cool. Yeah. We'll see. I'll take the Nuggets, but yeah, we'll definitely see how that's gonna go. So let's switch this thing over because of the rest of this year. I guess before we go into a quick NFL draft recap, do you have any thoughts about the Halliburton situation, his dad, and on the court with Giannis or anything like that? Anything to say?
We got an early dad rule. Don't run up on Giannis.
You know what I'm saying? Run up, get done up.
Yeah.
Giannis would have been well within his rights to choke slam his dad.
Yo, Giannis was on one. I've never seen nothing like that. Like, yo,
I never see the way he towered over him at the end is like ultimately demasculating. But you're like, oh shit.
It wasn't even just his dad. He was hugging was it Ben Matherin? He gave him like a real strong hug, but like, he had his hand wrapped around his neck, like, yo, like, congratulations on the win, but like, yo, if you ever in your life,
I can kill you.
It's like, yo, what is going on? His teammates is like over celebrating behind him. He's getting like aggressively hugged behind him.
Right. He's like, yo, I have your life in my hands right now. I just want you to know that.
Exactly. Yo, listen, I feel bad for Papa Halliburton getting banned from Pacers games, but dude, you can't run up on the court like that. You just
period.
Yeah,
Well, it's like I just don't understand like the NBA parents, like and some of the shit that they like. Come on, yo, like
John Morant's dad.
Jalen, John Morant's dad, T. Morant. Was it Jalen Green's mom that was tweeting at Draymond or something like that, saying or Tari Eason? Was it Tari? I think it was Tari Eason's mom tweeting at the Warriors and drawing back and forth. Tari would go to the Warriors and be the second best player. Like, no, he would not. He probably wouldn't start, but he's a good player, and I'm sure that you love your son, and that's what makes you say ridiculous things like that. But no, let's not get crazy. I just think, NBA parents need to take it down a notch. Tweeting
is fine. It's the, you can't
Yeah,
just can't run up on
you making
dudes.
bulletin board material. Like, that's rule number one. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you giving them bulletin board material you tweet. Like, say it at the game where no one has like receipts or anything like that. But I don't need you to, like, while we're in the middle of a series, you out here tweeting I'd be the third best player on the Warriors, but I don't even start for my own team. Like, how does that work?
He is
You
really
know,
good though. I like
but
Tari Eason. Shout out to
he
Tari.
is. I enjoy Tari Eason. I actually wanted the Sixers to try and trade for him,
Yeah.
but you know, that would have
Alas.
been a waste of his talent to be on that shitty ass team. Yeah. So I mean, real quick before we get into dad rules, how we feeling about the NFL draft, man? Are you a believer? Jackson Dart Hive?
I have no idea. Maybe coin flip. Who knows? That's how I feel about it. The only thing I know is that Abdul Carter's gonna be really strong on the line. I like Scatterable. I like Scatterable.
That's a great pick.
Yeah,
it's a great pick.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I liked you guys' draft haul a lot, and a lot more than I like the Raiders. I guess you can call it a haul, whatever they want to call that.
Hey, Genty's gonna be
yeah,
good.
I really like it. It was a stupid pick.
Fair.
It was a stupid pick, and he's gonna rush for like 1,500 yards and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, great!" And then in 4 years, when he's playing for like the fucking Chargers or the Patriots or some shit, who cares? Because you wasted the number 6 overall pick on a guy that's going to get one contract with the Raiders, and then he's going to go somewhere else where they actually win games. Because running backs have a shelf life. It's just the reality of the situation. You have a shelf life as a running back, and once you hit about 27, 28 years old, NFL teams start looking at that stopwatch and be like, I don't know. You ain't getting no $100 million contracts after that second one. The contracts don't start going up. Quarterbacks, you can keep going. Tyler Shuck might be a 26-year-old rookie, but he still got at least 10 to 15 years in the league if he's good enough. 26-year-old running back coming to the league, he already thinking about retirement. So I just
the pension plan.
I'm not in love with it. Yeah. I'm just not in love with it. Like I'm still scarred from a couple of years ago. The Raiders drafted a couple of guys. The one name that immediately comes to mind. I'm sorry, I don't want to single this guy out necessarily, but I have to because it's the only name that's coming to my mind. Lynn Bowden out of Kentucky. He was like one of those gadget type of players, just get the ball in his hands type dudes. We drafted him in the 3rd round, which seemed like a reach at the time, and turns out it was a reach because we drafted him in the 3rd round, and before training camp, he was traded to the Miami Dolphins. So not only did he not break camp with the team, he was traded before we even got to camp and barely made the Dolphins roster. That's what we used the 3rd round pick on. So I have a lot of like fellow Raiders fan friends and, Facebook friends and all that other kind of stuff that are trying to like talk me off the cliff, but I just can't. I can't get off.
Well, the thing about the draft is we make such a big deal of it in the moment.
Yeah.
We're seeing that right now with Shadur, which we don't even have to get into it because I feel like all the things have been said, but it's so crazy that even my grandmother and my mom are like, why didn't he get drafted? And I'm like, guys, I get it. I understand. There's a lot of questions here, but the thing about the football, I mean, this is true of every sport, but especially with football, they are not going to put your ass out there if you can't play. They're just not.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
especially now,
okay,
maybe 25, 30 years ago, they'd be like, well, we really like this guy and he had a strong arm. It's like, no, if you have like 0 shot at playing, you're not getting out there. So you got to
that's
earn
just
it.
what it is. The teams didn't like what they saw on the tape. Apparently, that's what I'm going to force myself to believe. I don't 100% believe that, but
I think it was a combination.
He was. I mean, ultimately, he was drafted. He's going to be in a training camp. It was not like he was the Mr. Irrelevant. He was a 5th round pick, which is not a guarantee to make the team, but it's still good enough that they're going to give you a shot in camp.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely a better player than Dylan Gabriel. I think that'll show out in training camp, but it remains to be seen. If he's going to be an NFL player, if he's going to prove the doubters wrong, and the other 32 NFL teams, including the Browns, who waited to the 5th round to draft him, the second quarterback that they drafted, by the way, then I think this is an opportunity to just show and prove.
Yeah.
We don't need to see, the wrist up On screen, we don't need to see you like talking. I don't even need to hear you say like how okay with this you are, because you don't have a choice but to be okay with it. That's the card that you were dealt.
Yeah.
Go out there and do what you've been doing since you were like 6-7 years old.
Yeah.
That's ball. That's ball. That's all you got to do, kid. Just ball.
And don't run backwards. Don't run backwards.
Yeah, please don't run backwards, man.
Just
you don't
take
have
the
the
sack.
athleticism to elude in the NFL, my brother.
Just
You
take
know
the
what I'm saying?
sack, bro.
Yeah, watch Tom Brady. Be athletic in the pocket.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to roll out and be, Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
Well, throw it away. Throw the ball away. Either way.
That's a perfectly live to fight another day. As long as you're not losing yards, we're okay.
Yeah,
we're okay. Yeah, but on to dad rules, man. Malik, when we start with you, do you have a dad rule for this week?
Quick one. Make sure that your son is fully asleep before you start trying to record a podcast at 11:30 at night.
Yeah, man.
We had some technical difficulties, if we'll call it that.
Yeah, we'll call that life situations.
Yeah, little situation, little situation. So, make sure a little man or a little baby girl is fully knocked out, because you will have to pivot. As we found out, as we tried to record this a little bit earlier, but it worked out because we got to watch a little bit more basketball, a little hockey in your case.
Unfortunately, I got to watch a little hockey. It was basically watching all of my picks, which again, you make the picks, and I like to make my picks at night before I go to sleep, so that I don't get too busy. I can just really focus on my picks, which clearly hasn't worked for me in a week because I just keep losing. So. It's nothing more demoralizing than you felt good all day about these picks and then slowly watching them all go to shit immediately. It's just, and then the ones that you wanted to pick, but you were like, nah, there's no way that happens. And then it does happen, and you're like, cool. Fuck me, right? So, you know what I mean? One day I'll have the courage of my convictions, and I'll actually just, throw my nuts on the table on another pick and maybe hit for another big lottery, but I don't know. For me, I would say my dad rule is stay stocked up with medicine, man. Listen, allergy season, cold season, whatever. Like, let me tell you something. My immune system is like one of one. I got like the Michael Jordan of immune systems for real. Yeah, like it's like that. Okay. Knock on wood. I ain't never really been sick. I get sick like once a year for like a week. And then the rest of the year, I'd be good. That's been my life for 34 years. Now, I won't point no elbows. You know what I'm saying? It's a little crumb demon that has challenged every antibody and white blood cell in my body. As you could probably hear throughout this pod episode, sniffling, trying to fight back, sounding like a nasal cavity and everything. It just passes from Arya to Jasmine to myself. It's like a Spurs possession back in the heyday with Tim Duncan.
Beautiful,
you know what I'm saying?
Ball movement.
Great ball movement. Yeah, exactly.
It's a beautiful game.
Find the open shooter, Again, it's like it's been so just fucking nauseating going through it time and time again. I mean, obviously I love being a dad and all that stuff, but I didn't think like this is now to the people that get sick like normal people. I understand your trials and tribulations now, because it's never been me. I've been sick more times this calendar year than I have been from the beginning of the pandemic until probably until she was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's what I have to look forward to. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, especially once he starts school, because that's the cesspool. Because like she was already germy and snotty and nose runny as it is, but then you get into school and you introduce other kids and other germy little kids, and then other households that might have a different cocktail of germs floating around up in there, and they bring that concoction back home with them, and then you're stuck with it. She's over there. That's the thing. Like, kids are so rude with it. Just cough in your face,
Yeah,
sneeze on
no
you.
covering the mouth. Yeah, it's just
Oh man, yeah. Try and put the tongue, lick the snot off, and then want to give you a kiss. You know what I'm saying? Or try some of your drink. Like you just licked your snot off your nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you cannot have a sip. Get your own cup. Like, absolutely not. What are we doing?
Oh man, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that because I already got the allergies that are they trying, man. They've been creeping up on
It's
me all
bad.
season. It's rough up here. Like it's really rough up
Damn.
here. They on steroids. The trees and the ragweeds and the pollen is on steroids. But yeah, I don't want to get hand, foot, mouth, or whatever the fuck that is disease I keep
Boy.
hearing about. And I'm like, please don't let my son get that because if he
Mm.
get that, he might have to be in a room by himself for a little bit because I'm not getting
On me, like,
not
bro,
getting
that shit looked too close to herpes for me. Like, I can't.
yeah.
I don't like
Pass.
it.
Hard pass.
Yeah, no, hard pass on that, yo. Like, I can't do it. Luckily, like, it's really just been like colds and flu and all that other kind of shit. But like, yeah, it's really dark out here, you know, in these streets. Like, I ain't never dealt with anything like this in my life. So, I mean, I love you, Arya. Shout out to you. But like, damn it, man, fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to your antibodies right now. Fight back.
Yo, call your man Vitamin C. Tell him
You
strap
know what
up.
I'm saying? You know, it's like if you ate something other than goldfish all day, maybe we'd be okay. But
Well, that sounds like your fault.
Well, I mean, she's just in that phase where like just nothing matters. Like she's like, I don't really want to eat that. I don't want to eat that either. A fish? It was like you just had goldfish for breakfast. You can't have. You can't have goldfish for dinner. Got to do something with some protein in it. You know what I mean? Not giving you a fried fucking cheese cracker as your fucking sustenance for the night. They put people in jail for shit like that.
Oh man.
Oh fuck, man! What are we gonna do?
I'm hoping your antibodies. I'm hoping all the vitamin C in the world just flows in y'all's direction. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
you guys bounce back. You know, because summer's around the corner. You know, got to be outside.
And that's what I hope for y'all. I hope that the pollen just dies out. You know what I'm saying? Cold turkey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just no more pollen.
Yeah.
End pollen. That's what we really need. End pollen.
Yeah.
Build the wall to keep the pollen out.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah. Put that on the sign and take it to a rally. I'm gonna go to a rally and just be like end pollen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
where's dude sign when you need him?
Yeah. Like no one's gonna disagree with that either. Like no one's gonna be like, nah, we need more. It's like everybody's gonna be like, you know what, this guy's got a point. It doesn't really fit with what we're talking about here. Rating.
That's the campaign I would run on. Like I'm the end pollen. Like I know all these people talk about like foreign policies and the economy and all that shit, but like ain't nobody talking about pollen out here.
You gotta do end pollen now because you know when you put now at the end of the sign, like it makes it even more like
with an exclamation point too.
Yeah. It's like, oh shoot, this guy's serious.
Did you see the exclamation point?
Oh man.
Oh man. I have a good dad joke, man.
Man.
Thank you. Well, again, congratulations to your Knicks. The only team that I hate more than your Knicks is the Celtics. So I am rooting for you guys to win that series through gritted teeth. I do want you guys to win that series. So you're not going to, but like I want it to happen.
Thanks. I feed off of the hate. I feed off of the Jalen Brunson hate. I feed off the Knicks hate. You know, it's great. That's the thing. Everybody was like, oh, it's so great when the Knicks are back in the playoffs. And like, everybody was like happy for us, you know, when like we stopped being terrible. And now people are just like, fuck the Knicks. I hate the Knicks. Oh, I'm tired of this fan base. It's like, yeah. Cry more.
Yeah, because
Cry
it's
more.
Not the team. It's not the team. It's like, it's almost never the team. New York fans are so bad.
Yeah. So are Philly fans.
Obnoxious. Philly fans are terrible.
So are Raiders fans. I mean, you actually picked some pretty terrible fan bases.
Raiders fans are fine. The only people that hate Raiders fans are San Francisco fans.
Everybody hates
and that's because we always beat their ass. That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. It's not true.
But not since y'all moved to Vegas.
People hate Cowboys fans.
Yeah, well.
They hate Cowboys fans. They hate
Cowboys.
New York fans, just anything. Yankees, Knicks, any of that, Jets. I don't think Giants as much. Your Giants are pretty good. I normally don't have a lot of problem with Giants fans, but
we just win humbly. Yeah.
Whatever. It just won humbly. I mean, I'm glad that you beat Tom Brady twice. That's at least you did God's work.
I'm humble about it though.
in that situation. It sounds humble. It sounds real humble. It's the look of humility washing over your
Did I
face.
mention that I'm humble?
I'm a real team first guy, you know. Oh man, nah, bro, that's great. That's great. But yeah, we do appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. Everybody that supports us and all that. We do it for y'all. We're up till 2 a.m. recording podcasts for y'all. That we're still gonna get up here on Friday afternoon. So we grind it for everybody that watches and
Seriously.
listens and all of that stuff and supports. Seriously, 100%.
Every single person.
We say it every week, and
we
meet it, and we meet it every week, more and more every week, honestly. But we appreciate all y'all for rocking with us. It's been another episode of the No Rules Podcast. Peace,
people.